Have you ever wondered if there are hidden costs when buying a home? We're going to talk about that in just a moment.
Clarkson Premier Team, welcome to your new hometown.
Hi, I'm Amy Clarkson with the Clarkson Premier Team, and today we're going to be talking about, are there hidden costs when buying a house? What are the upfront costs? What are the costs overall? And can I wrap any of my costs into my home loan? If you like this video, please make sure to like it below and subscribe to new videos that are coming out each week. The first part of buying a home, you ask, are there any hidden costs? My answer to that question would be, if you've got the right team working for you, there are no hidden costs. When you first find that perfect house, you get it under contract, there are 4 upfront costs. The first upfront cost will be what's called an option check. An option check is written to the seller for a set amount of time for you to do your inspections. Anywhere between 5 to 10 business days, depending on what you negotiate. And that option check is typically about $50 to $200, depending on what you negotiate with the seller. The good news about the option check is it can be credited to your closing cost at the end of the closing process. It is something that you will not get back. It's non-refundable through the process. You're paying for days to decide, is this the perfect house for me? The second upfront cost is earnest money. The earnest money is written to the title company. It's typically about 1% of the sales price, and it can be negotiated there though. And it is delivered to the title company and they deposit it into the escrow account, and it is the proof of good funds that you want to purchase this home. Couple good things about the earnest money is it is credited to your closing cost, and it is something that can be returned to you during the option period if for some reason you find out that this is not the home for you. The third upfront cost is home inspection. A home inspection is you pay a third-party vendor to come out and do a home inspection for you. Typically, your agent will give you a list of their preferred vendors, but you do not have to use them. This is a front cost anywhere between $300 and $600 depending on the size of the home and the inspector you choose. I suggest calling a couple of them and getting some quotes and understand what their services are so that you know what you're paying for and what you're going to get in that price. The home inspection does not get credited to your closing costs at the end. It's a separate expense for you. The fourth upfront cost is going to be the appraisal. Sometime between the option period and right after the option period, your lender is going to order the appraisal. The appraisal is going to be done by a third-party person, and they're going to come out and appraise that property to make sure that you are not overpaying for your perfect home. And that is something that's going to be an upfront cost to you that the lender is going to ask for you to pay for. Depending on the sales price of your home, it's around $500 to $1,000. And they'll talk with you about that cost. The next set of costs are going to be at the closing table, but you're going to prepare for some of those up front. Like for instance, your escrow account, which is going to be your taxes and insurance. You're going to need to do some shopping for your home insurance. I suggest also talking to a couple of insurance agents to make sure you find the best deal for coverage on your home. Another thing you may have to consider is if your home is in a flood zone, you're going to need flood insurance, and that's going to be a little bit more expensive than just regular home insurance. You can find out up front if your home is in a flood zone, and that will help you understand the closing cost or the cost of insurance there. So once you get your escrow and your taxes and insurance set up in escrow, another part of your closing costs will be your down payment. When you have a down payment for your loan, depending on what type of loan you have, it can be anywhere between 3% all the way up to 20%, 50%, whatever you're comfortable with and what you and your lender discuss. Now, sometimes there are loans and programs out there that are 0% down, but that's something that you can discuss with your lender. But typically, you're going to be the least amount you're going to need to have is about 3.5% for that. And then there's going to be also some title fees that are involved in your closing process. Those are split between you and the seller, and they can run anywhere between about $300 all the way up to $700, depending on the process and what the charges are. And so All of those fees are disclosed to you through the lender in their closing disclosure. Your agent can kind of walk through with those fees with you, but those are all pretty much the fees that are involved when purchasing a home. And you might say, wow, that can add up. How can I get help with that? And the answer is yes. Sometimes the seller will be willing to help you with those closing costs. That's something that can be discussed at the beginning in the negotiations, asking the seller to pay for your closing cost, or it can be coming down further in the process once you kind of are understanding it. But typically, a seller is going to want to pay those if they pay those closing costs, they're going to want to not change their bottom line. So they may ask you to raise the sales price to cover those closing costs. And that's where your agent will come in to make sure that if you raise the sales price to cover the closing costs that you have, that you will still appraise. And that's how you would wrap it into your loan. Okay, it doesn't really matter to the seller's bottom line if you do that, if you raise that sales price, but it can help cover you where you don't have that out-of-pocket expense at the beginning. Those are pretty much the closing costs when you're making a home purchase, but there's one more thing I want to talk about today, and it's the don'ts during your home buying process. Don't go buy a car. I know you're excited about buying that new home and you think, I want new things, I might as well also have a new car. Don't go buy a new car when you're in the process of getting a loan to buy a home. The second don't is don't go buy new furniture and appliances. I know you're excited and you want to start decorating that home right away, but don't make any major purchases with furniture or appliances. It can mess up your loan process. Don't open any lines of credit. I know you'll be going to Target and other places like that are going to be asking, hey, why don't you open up a credit card? Say, nope, not today. I'm not interested. Don't save any money there because it may hurt you in the long run. Any major purchase that you're going to do, I would suggest talking to your lender. Hopefully at the end of this video, I have answered questions. Are there any hidden costs? What are my upfront costs? And can I wrap my costs into the home loan? If you have liked this video, please do the like button below and subscribe to our channel for future videos. And if you think this might be helpful to a friend, please share. I'm Amy Clarkson with the Clarkson Premier Team, and I hope you have a great day.